Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Piofiore along Dante's route. Last episode was a lot of nothing. Just sitting here and being awkward, waiting in the hideout with Dante here, waiting for information and waiting for the other factions to make their moves. Hopefully we'll break down this awkwardness before we have to go back and everything breaks loose. We're just wasting so much time here that we could have been having cuddles. Let's see if we get to do anything or not. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Dante, thank you for saving me. Thank you for keeping me under your protection.
Where did that come from?
I just wanted to thank you, to show you my appreciation, which I've been doing by cooking and cleaning here. And I'm sorry I've been avoiding you. I can't explain myself properly right now. Once I can get my thoughts straight, I'll talk to you about it then. I'm telling you, just talk to him about it, and that'll help you get your thoughts straight.
Understood. I'll wait until you're ready to talk to me.
Being too nice.
All I ask is that you don't avoid me. It's quite painful.
Aww. See what you've been doing to this poor man? I nodded with a smile on my face. Yes, I understand. A new sense of resolve came over me. I needed to behave as I did with him before, especially after hearing his kind words. The air around us suddenly felt light again. Dante mumbled.
At first.
Huh?
I thought it was a coincidence that you were involved in that incident with the little shoe. I later discovered they were targeting you, specifically and working for the church. Regardless, I'm glad I was there to help and secure you under our custody.
Oh, look at him blushing away there. Dante only came for me because I'm the key maiden. Oh no, come on, don't go into that misunderstanding deeper. Look at him blushing! The blush begs to differ. I felt a bit saddened hearing that from Dante, that my value to them was tied only to the name. It's not. I lowered my head slightly, feeling a familiar sadness, when Dante suddenly mumbled.
I'm glad you're the key maiden.
There! You can't mistake that one! Huh? I was curious what he meant by that. There's no other way you could take it. But Dante turned his face away before I could ask. You could still ask even if he's turned. I felt my heart racing again. I should change the subject. No, you shouldn't. Just talk about that more. Dante? How is your family doing? Have there been any problems still? I've been avoiding Dante for a while now, so I haven't heard much from Leo's reports. So even when Leo was here, I was still avoiding them, so I haven't been hearing anything that's been going on?
I suppose I should let you know.
Since I haven't been listening like I should.
But first, a matter of confirmation. Do you understand our current standing?
No. Because even before, when I was asking for the information, you weren't giving it, and now I'm not even asking, so you're not giving it. So I know nothing.
If not, I can explain it again.
I don't think his feelings would change whether I asked him to explain again or not. I honestly responded, could you explain it to me again? Because that's what it says to choose. I don't know if that would actually affect anything or not, but it couldn't hurt to hear him explain it again anyway, in case he says something that wasn't said before. Because it feels like before wasn't really that much information. I'd appreciate it if you could explain it again. And besides, no matter how simply they were putting it, Lily kept being like, I don't understand. It's too complicated. They're going beyond me. Cannot process. Cannot compute. So many things have happened, so I just want to make sure I understand things correctly.
Well, let me explain things in order.
Start from the beginning again.
My family let the Lashu's presence grow here for a reason.
Well, that I definitely don't remember.
By now, you know that our work isn't what you would expect from the Mafia, right?
Yes, your true mission is to protect the sacred relic.
That's right. The little shoe's work didn't necessarily get in our way back then. Minding our business was the best course of action. But then, they started to taint the people of Veleno, Velse, and even Arca. That I could not turn a blind eye to.
And exactly how are they tainting them? Just drugs, or were there other things? Are you referring to the incident at church? Dante nodded and continued.
I mentioned before, but there have been reports of girls being abducted. I had a hunch that the Laoshu were involved, but I lacked the proof needed to take action. After all, if the Falzone made a mistake, the balance of power Brolone would tip.
His explanation made sense to me. If the Falzone attacked the Laoshu, conflict would erupt.
That would drag the citizens into our mess, which goes against my mission to protect Brolone.
But your mission is not to protect Brolone, it's to protect the relic. He impressed upon me how precarious the balance was among the three organizations. I don't know, I think the two organizations probably should have crushed the Laoshu before it started to become a thing, further complicating the balance in the town.
What happened that night was simply a trigger. We were planning to exterminate the Laoshu sooner or later, anyway. While I didn't expect them to be connected to the church, we still hit them hard. They shouldn't have much left in them, so I want to finish the job as soon as possible.
Do you have a plan?
I'm currently working with Bologna politicians and police force to shake them down. If they stay on the Laoshu, we should be able to weaken them further.
So, you're pulling strings?
Yes. Do you think that's underhanded?
Some people you can only beat underhandedly. People who operate outside the law.
I can't blame you. After all, I'm trying to take care of things without dirtying my own hands.
Dante didn't seem very proud of it. Isn't he dirtying his own hands? After all, it's his organization carrying out these things.
In any case, things are going well. We should be seeing results from the shakedown soon. As for the Visconti, nothing has changed with them since the last time I spoke to you.
What, you mean they haven't responded at all? Are they avoiding us?
As for Neil, I can only pray he's keeping up with his duties.
And I keep forgetting that Dante is the Falzone family boss. You totally left it to Nicola all this time. The thought of Dante being a boss reminded me of the thought that I had been suppressing. He was only treating me kindly because he's the Falzone boss, and I'm the key maiden. No, you heard him! He said he was glad that I was the key maiden, remember? But that's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Although you're still misunderstanding things. But let's go see what this meanwhile story is. Let's go over here with this done deal. From Nicola's perspective.
Grazie, Gilbert.
Ah, finally, Gilbert.
I extended my arm out to shake his hand. We both broke into a smile. No need to thank me. A deal's a deal. Well, that's good to hear.
Can you be any more bereft? And I guess that's good, though. I guess Nicola was being reliable and acting on the behalf of the Falzone. I don't know. I keep, for some reason, there's something in the back of my mind that makes me feel like Nicola could betray us. I guess that's because of the fact that at one point he seemed like he thought maybe Dante wasn't doing the right thing or being aggressive enough or something. Hopefully he'll be a good boy. But that's okay. Even if the reasons for Dante's kindness were situational, I was fine with that since his kindness was still directed toward me. Oh, girl. Nicola came to see us in the evening after I read the letter from Sister Sophia. Good evening, Nicola. What brings you here? Business?
Is Dante around?
Where else would he be? Nicola was looking behind me for Dante the moment I opened the door. Guess he's in a hurry. Dante, I believe he's in the shower. We'll get him for you?
Really? Well, that's too bad. I have really good news for him.
Well, you could shout from outside the shower. I haven't seen Nicola this happy in some time. Showers don't usually take that long.
Is that Nicola?
Dante, he's... Oh, I'm about to get knifeful? Oh, yeah! Huh? Dante must have heard the door and rushed out with hardly anything on him. Suits me just fine. His wet silver hair and smooth skin glistened. I need to look away, but I can't, because staring is my thing.
Sorry for being late here, but I have something to tell you. I could have reported to you tomorrow, but the news was too good to wait. It seems the Visconti hate the lost shoe more than we expected.
Ah, really?
So I spoke with Gilbert, and no surprise, he said he'll side with us. Things should be getting much better now. I see. That is good news. Well done, Nicola. Huh? Is something wrong? Are you blushing? Are you sick, Lily?
No, but put your clothes on quickly, because I cannot look away. Dante left the room to get dressed. As he walked, Nicola looked at me and smiled.
So, how's life been here so far? Are things going well between you and Dante?
I'll say. Well, yes. We've had some disagreements, but overall I think we're doing fine. What disagreements? Just over whether I could talk to him or not?
Huh, I see.
For having asked how things were, Nicola didn't seem very interested. Just making small talk, I guess. Soon Dante came back into the room with his clothes on.
Dante, you don't mind, do you?
Nicola brought out a bottle of wine that bore a famous and expensive label. I guess it's celebration.
You know, as a way to herald good tidings.
Nicola smiles happily, then invited me to join as well.
How about you have a drink with us? A glass or two won't hurt you.
Well, but only a little. Thank you, Nicola. We enjoyed passing the time with idle chit-chat and glasses of wine. We talked about how it was getting cold and how the winter crops were coming into season.
Oh, and about Domenico. Julia's been tending to him, but he hasn't fully recovered yet. It seems he's been spitting out the medicine.
Oh, bad boy. Why aren't you taking your medicine? What?
I'm sure Julia must be angry about it. Oh, you should have seen her. She scolded him and told him that he should act his age.
Yeah, really?
So much for being top brass, am I right? It reminded me of when we got scolded by her trying to sneak food when we were little.
Oh, why is my vision blurring? Did you drug me? Was that wine drugged? Huh? No, Nicola, have you betrayed us? I felt so sleepy all of a sudden. I usually don't get like this after drinking. Maybe it's because I'm so relieved. No. Dante! Did you drink the wine too? Ah! My eyes closed while listening to Dante and Nicola continue the conversation. So it was just me? Did you two conspire this? It was just my cup that was drugged? Is it morning already? I woke up to the chirping of the birds. I fell asleep after drinking with Nicola and Dante, and... Huh? Something wasn't right. I immediately sat up and looked around. Where am I? This isn't the hideout. What's going on? What is this place? It's very fancy.
Slept well, did you?
I snapped my head toward the voice. You're... Signor Redford?
I thought I told you to call me Gil.
What are you doing here?
Well, I do sometimes spend my time in my home.
So that's where I am. His words confirmed what I was worried to be true. I couldn't understand what on earth was going on. I was at the hideout, and why am I here now? Senior Redford, Gil, noticed my confusion and began to speak.
Did you enjoy the wine yesterday?
The wine was laced?
Ah, I like a smart girl. It makes my life easier. No need to go through lengthy explanations.
Where are Dante and Nicola?
Oh, they're having a nice nap at the hideout. The sedative was pretty strong.
Both of them were drugged too? Ah, Nicola, how could you fall for this? The shame! Shame. Well, Gilbert betraying us in this route is better than Nicola betraying us, at least.
They did drink a lot more than you did, but I reckon they should be waking up soon.
Without me. I glared at Gil, knowing that I couldn't trust anything he said to me. He seemed to pick up on my thoughts, but continued in his usual easygoing manner.
Come on. I won't lie to you. I have no reason to off them for the time being. What purpose does it serve me to lie to you that they're not dead? Yet.
Yeah, when you can use them to threaten you. I suppose.
So, I'd hazard a guess that you have a lot of questions. I can answer them if you'd like.
It would be nice, since everybody else is so grudging about it. Oh, I got a lot of choices here. But the one we must go for is how did you tamper with the wine? Which honestly should be easily enough. I mean, it probably had a cork, right? You just inject right through the cork. How did you tamper with the wine that Nicola bought for us?
Some folks own a liquor store the Falzone frequents. I just said, pretty please.
But how could he know? How could anybody know which bottle he was going to take? Do they just always get the same kind of wines that they drugged one bottle that they kept waiting? I shouldn't be surprised. The Mafia has standing to request things like that. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to use all my questions up in one go. He's not going to just volunteer information. Who bought me here? Was it the smart-looking guy? Who bought me here?
One of my men.
I really am. Why aren't you volunteering anything at all? It's all just short answers, and I'm totally wasting it all. Why did you bring me here? Because he knows you're the key mating, clearly. Why did you bring me here?
You were in Dante's custody.
Yeah, seems like something good that you would want to take for yourself, huh? Huh?
Nicola told me things weren't going very well at the Falzones. Think about it. Dante Falzone, pride of the town, wants to work with us. That's proof things have taken a turn. Not a very good way to hide your situation.
The Visconti, Gil, he's smart enough to read our situation.
Even after my heart-to-heart with Nicola, I still felt like he was hiding something. I had my men follow him, but it wasn't easy tracking someone as slippery as him. So we decided to change our target to that brat Leo instead.
Aww, it makes me feel bad. He's picking on poor Leo's being less observant than Nicola, him being the weak link.
It was easy enough to follow him to the Falzone's hideout. And that's how we found you and Dante living there together.
I see.
That about it? If so, let me continue.
Gil looked straight into my eyes and began to speak again. He'll tell me all the things that I should have asked about.
You know who you are. You are that key maiden the church is desperately trying to hide.
How does he know about that?
I heard you're the way into something that can be used against the church.
Oh, nobody told me it was something I could use against the church, but it's a relic. Don't know what it's for, don't know what it does, don't know who we can use it against exactly. I would assume anybody.
Sure. This is all based on some legend, but the church at least seems to find it true. I also heard that the church is withdrawing the Falzone's rights to this town. And even worse, that they've cut ties only to now get into bed with the Laoshu.
So it would very much befit the Visconti to have hold of the Key Maiden.
If that's true, then Falzone's authority will be handed over to the Lost Shoe. You know what'll happen then, don't you?
If that happens, then Berlone would be ruled by the Lost Shoe, which means that Berlone could become crime-ridden. Why would the church let that happen? Are there people that bad in the church, really? I mean, yeah, in real life things happen, but I mean, man, in this game, we only know really Sister Sophia. And I guess maybe these actions are being pulled by people who aren't in this city, I guess?
Exactly. It's only a few years since they took over Veleno, but... Well, I don't have to tell you what that place is like. It's only natural to expect the same thing to happen here.
Yes.
Having them gain rule of this town is a bit of a problem for me. Then again, I wouldn't sit back and let it happen. Which is where you come in. I need you as my hostage to negotiate with the church.
Better than the Lost Shoe, I guess.
Think about it. With the way the Falzone is now, there's no way they can properly protect you.
Why don't you guys join forces? Are you trying to tell me that it's better for me to be here with the Visconti? Look at that grin! Such a cute grin!
It's the truth. Instead of hiding, not knowing your future there, it's much safer here. This isn't exactly how I extend my invitations, by the way. I'm not that kind of guy.
I know, I've seen how friendly you were on the street.
If you let us, the Visconti could treat you and protect you like a VIP.
That sounds pretty nice. What he said did make sense, but whether or not I agreed with his methods was a different story. Are you sure Dante and Niccolo are safe?
I swear on the name of the Visconti.
Are you sure the Lao Shu didn't follow you following Leo?
But there's no telling what might happen if you refuse my offer, though.
I see. Blackmail. Acting emotionally wasn't going to get me out of this. In fact, making the wrong move could jeopardize Dante's and everyone's safety. Well, if he's talking about treating me like a VIP, that would afford me freedom and the ability to act. If that was the case, I understand. I'll stay here with you. I nodded my head in agreement. Curious turn of events that I really was not expecting at all. Chapter 7, Agnosia, which I have absolutely no idea what that means. I was being detained at the Visconti Manor. I have changed custody. A maid came to my room periodically to bring my meals and clothes to wear. Hey, they give me clothes! Dante never gave me clothes. Meanwhile, that should probably be something about... Oh, disciple. Never mind. I thought it was going to be Dante, but I guess this will be Orlock. Oh no, we are back at Dante.
I secretly called the few I trusted into my office. Niccolo wasn't in sight.
Did you invite him?
The anger was still boiling inside me, and my fist clenched as I explained the situation.
Or could it be that Nico woke up before Dante and left and didn't explain anything to Dante? Maybe he went out to try to fix things by himself. Which is always a mistake, but it's just one of those kind of misunderstandings they like to do in little things like this.
When I woke up this morning, Nicola and our guest were no longer there.
Yeah, Gil definitely sounded like he was tricking Nicola also, so I don't think Nicola betrayed us.
I called to our watchguard outside to see if he knew of their whereabouts.
We had a watchguard outside?
But I found him dead.
Oh.
What? Wait! I didn't even know you had a watchguard outside.
Me neither.
I made sure this was kept secret from everyone. I needed to ensure our safety. I didn't even tell our consigliere about him. Only a select few knew about him.
Apparently I wasn't privy to that either.
The only ones who knew about it were me and
Nicola?
there were no signs of violence or bloodshed inside the hideout. And if it were simply the wine that had been tampered with, Nicola and our guest would have only fallen asleep. So it's safe to say that someone abducted them.
Okay, so he doesn't necessarily suspect Nicola of betrayal either.
Boss, do you think they simply abducted them and not...
Yes, if they wanted to kill them, they would have poisoned the wine instead.
I see, but isn't it strange that whoever it was didn't storm the hideout?
That wasn't the objective.
If it was another family, they would have done much worse. I believe they took this course of action to capture our guests safely. It would be too much of a risk to poison the wine, since she was likely to drink it too. With that said, I have no clue as to why I wasn't killed.
Yeah. Well, my guess is that they still want the Falzones and the Lao Shu to fight.
Not only that, if they had come for her, why would they take Nicola with them?
They did it, I'm sure.
I may be able to answer that. I suddenly heard a familiar voice, and the door to my office slowly opened.
That would be me.
Ugh!
How did you get in here?
Everyone in the room took guard, seeing the hooded silhouette enter the room. What brings you here, Orlock? I reached out my hand into my coat, ready to draw my gun, but Orlock simply stood.
First, the Key Maiden is no longer here. I have no reason to fight any of you.
I looked at my men. I want to speak with him in private. Boss! I looked at them silently. It was clear they were confused by my order. Seeing that my wishes wouldn't change, they slowly walked out of the room. I could hear their footsteps moving further away, then turned to Orlock.
I can imagine them just like standing outside the office, just making the fading sounds of footsteps, and I can like stand there and listen at the door.
No reason to fight us. Do you believe I would trust what you say? I know you're connected with the Lao Shu.
My mission is to protect the Key Maiden. I don't side with any of the organizations in Bologna. I'm sure what happened before doesn't help, but that was mainly to introduce myself. That was quite an introduction, all right. It may not seem that way, but I did go easy on everyone then. Well, he didn't kill anybody.
So, why are you looking for her now?
The Key Maiden is special, someone to be protected. If the Falzone family doesn't have the ability to protect her, I must.
The Falzone family has protected Bologna and the Key Maiden for generations. And now you're going to intervene?
I acknowledge that the Falzone family has done their job over the years. Now things are different. Your family doesn't have the power to control Bologna. What are you talking about? They've been doing fine. They were on the verge of finishing taking down the Lao Shu, as far as I could tell. The church waited. But the situation in Bologna hasn't improved, hence their decision. We are in agreement that the Falzone family is no longer capable of overseeing Bologna. I think you're wrong. I want a reassessment.
So we're of no use to the church now.
Correct, but our final judgment hasn't been made. Which is why I came here in an effort to rescue the Key Maiden, in accordance with the church's wishes.
And you're asking me to help you save her. That would be in both our interests.
I assume that was clear. The place where she's being detained is somewhat problematic. Even for you who could get in here? The Visconti has better security than the Falzones? Infiltrating the premise is easy, but bringing her out safely will be difficult.
What do you plan on doing after we save her?
I haven't received any further orders to detain her, so I won't do anything beyond that, for now. But if the order does come through, It makes matters better for me to have her here, so I can more easily retrieve her. That feels like a real slap in the face insult there. It's easier for me to get past security here, so it's easier than if I leave them with the Visconti.
Underestimating us, aren't you?
Well, he is standing here right now.
Orlock didn't flinch, even with the gun pointed at him. It seemed he knew that I had no intention of pulling the trigger. I lowered the gun after a moment of silence. I need details.
Something lacking for me? Plan away, boys. I'll be here living in luxury. I hadn't felt this down in some time. Oh, what about Carlo? Where's the poor little kitty in all this? How did he find out about the Key Maiden? Somehow, Gil knew that the Key Maiden existed. But he didn't mention the relic. Maybe he doesn't know about it. But I had my doubts. I mean, if he knows what the Key Maiden is, he may have an idea what it's for. But as long as he knew me as the Key Maiden, he would likely ensure my safety. Gil said he didn't kill Dante or Nicola, but I can't believe him yet. I could only hope that Dante and Nicola were safe. And another meanwhile already, which we'll get into in the next video. So at least we're not still sitting there awkwardly with Dante. We just wasted all that time. Oh, we could have been having a nice little honeymoon phase, but no, wasted time. Well, sooner or later. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next video, or maybe some of my other ones. And I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.